It's July 12th. Today's reading is one chapter, Psalm 119, the longest psalm and the longest chapter in the Bible. It is actually a fairly complex poem, written in 22 sets of 8 verses each, with each set beginning with a successive letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and each verse within each set beginning with the same letter. Its emphasis is on God's law, which is described in many ways: testimonies, statutes, precepts, commandments, ordinances, ways, word, rulings, promises, laws, judgments, instructions, regulations, and decrees. The writer clearly has a deep and intimate relationship with God. He writes, "Oh, how I love your law. The law of your mouth is better to me than thousands of pieces of gold and silver. Direct me in the path of your commandments, for I delight in them." Other translations say, "Direct me in the path of your commands, for there is where my happiness is found." The writer of this psalm rightly sees the ways of God as not just external rules to be kept, or burdensome obligations or restrictions that had been imposed upon him. He sees them as something to be embraced and internalized, so that in living out their true meaning, the author actually finds God. And the experience of finding God rightly motivates him to want to walk in God's ways. This is consistent with the New Covenant. We know from the book of Romans that we aren't able to keep the law. Only Jesus can, and He did that. He fulfilled the requirements of all of God's laws and expectations. He also taught the intention behind the law. As an example, we shouldn't just not commit adultery, but rather we should honor our spouse and love them and serve them as Christ serves us. One who honors their spouse in this way would never be unfaithful. Psalm 119 reinforces the idea that God's ways should not just rule our lives, but they should motivate us toward a deeper love for Him. Here's today's application. God's Word. Is it an intrusion, or is it a welcome and active part of your day? Embrace and internalize God's Word in your daily life. Let it lead you to the life for which you were created. Commit Psalm 119:35 to memory. Direct me in the path of your commandments, for there is where my happiness is found. Memorize this verse today. Now here's today's prayer.